Okay, here we're going to go through John Doe. In the previous two videos, we took a look at filling out the 8812 and calculating out the child tax credit and the credit for other dependents. Now we're going to take a look at calculating out and filling out any forms necessary for the earned income credit for John Doe. Okay, and so what we need to do is first determine if John Doe qualifies himself as the taxpayer, and then which, if any, of his dependents qualify him for earned income credit. All right, so here we are in the IRS instruction booklet and taking a look at the earned income credit. So all filers have to be qualified to be able to take the earned income credit, regardless of whether you have a kid or you don't have a kid. Okay, and so number one, if in 21, okay, he has one child who has a valid Social Security number and lived with him, okay, is line 11 less than 42,000 or 48,000 if married filing joint? Well, yes, his AGI line 11 was 30,000. So that's less than the 42,000. So he's good, and we can check yes, and it says to continue on. Okay? If he had too high of AGI, you stop right there. He's not going to be able to take the AGI, the EIC. Okay? Line 2, to you and your spouse, if filing a joint return, have a Social Security number and that allows you to work. It's valid for EIC purposes. So yes, we had said in the previous videos that John Doe and his son Johnny and his father JJ all had good Social Security numbers. So we can say yes, and so we can continue on. Are you filing Form 2555? And that's related to foreign earned income. And so no, John doesn't have any of that, so we click no, and it says continue. Were you or your spouse a non-resident alien for any part of 2021? This means a foreigner who doesn't have a green card. Okay, they're an illegal, generally means they're an illegal foreigner in this country. Okay, so we would click no, and it said go to step 2. So we continue on. Step 2 is investment income. And so here we need to add amounts from line 2A and 2B. That's tax-exempt interest and taxable interest, and 3B, which is dividends, and line 7, which is some capital gains tax, some other stuff, investment-related stuff. So we add all of that up and add that total, okay? And we go on down to the question. Now, John Doe didn't have any of those things, so his total is 0. Line 2, is your investment income more than 10,000? Okay, no, it is not more than 10,000. It's 0. So it says skip question 3, go to question 4. So we go to question 4. Do any of the following apply for 2021? You're filing Schedule E, which is for rentals. We'll learn about that at the end of the semester. But no, John doesn't own any rental houses. You're reporting income from the rental of personal property? No. You're filing Form 8814? No. You have income or loss from a passive activity? No. Okay? So we check no on all of that, go to step 3. Okay? Qualifying child. Okay, so this is about his child, Johnny. So these are very similar to the qualifying child tests that we had to do from chapter 1, but they're just a tiny bit different. Okay, but basically the relationship test is the same, and Johnny is John's son, so he passes that. He was under the age of 19, so he passes the age test. And Johnny's not filing a joint return. He's only 7, okay, so he's not married. And Johnny lived with him in the United States for more than half of 2021. So all of that is good, and that will be included. Okay? Line 1, do you have at least one child who meets all those tests? Yes, he has one child, Johnny. Now, his father, JJ, does not meet the qualifying child test, but Johnny, his son, does. So we say yes, continue. Are you filing a joint return? No, continue. Are you a married taxpayer whose filing status is married filing separate? No. It says skip questions 4 and 5, go to question 6. Could you be a qualifying child of another person? In other words, could John the father be claimed by someone else? No. Skip step 4, go to step 5. Okay. Step 4 is taxpayers who don't have a qualifying child. They have to answer these questions that are in step 4. But in this case, John has the qualifying child, so he's going to go to step 5. Step 5 is where you calculate out the earned income. Now, if you have your own business, you may need to go through that, but if all you got salaries, then your salary, your wages, which is all John has, is $30,000 of wages from his W-2, and so that is his earned income. So we don't even need to fill out step 5. We can just go on. Okay? So we've gone through all the steps to make sure that John qualifies. He's a U.S. citizen. He's got a Social Security number, all that stuff. He doesn't make too much investment interest, all that stuff. We figured out John can do it, and we also went through and figured out that Johnny, his son, qualifies to be for EIC. So you don't really need, you can just skip through the rest of this and go straight to Worksheet A. Okay? So Worksheet A is just one page. It's fairly straightforward. Okay? Line 1, enter your earned income from step 5, which we said was the wages. That's $30,000. Line 2, look up the amount on line 1 in the EIC table. Okay? So we have to go to the EIC table, which is right after Worksheet B. Here's the Earned Income Credit EIC table. Caution, this is not a tax table. Okay? So he has $30,000 of earned income. It was in box 1 of Worksheet A. So we're going to go and find the $30,000. Okay, here we have it down here, $30,000. It's at least $30,000, but not any more than $30,050. Okay, so that's our row. Now, notice at the top, we've got it divided between the filing status, single head of household, qualifying widower, or the married filing joint. And then it's further divided by how many kids. You have no kids, 1 kid, 2 kid, or 3 qualifying children. So he has 1. He's a head of household, and he has 1 qualifying child, which is Johnny. So we're going to go down this column here till we get to the 30,000 row, which is right here. That's 1,900 $1,939. Okay, so we're back at worksheet A. We had 30,000 earned income, and 1939 is now in box 2. Box 3, enter the amount from line 11. AGI is line 11, the magic number, and so that was also 30,000. Line 4, are the amounts on line 3 and 1 the same? Yes. It says skip line 5, enter the amount from line 2, which was the 1939, and add that onto line 6. It says enter this amount on Form 1040, line 27A. So here's line 27A, earned income credit, 1939. Okay, if John doesn't have anything else, we can now finish up his return. We got the 1939 and the 1,500 from his refundable child tax credit, and that equals 3439. We'd also want to make sure if there was any recovery rebate credit that he should have gotten in 2021, $1,400 for himself, $1,400 for his son Johnny, and $1,400 for the father that he claims. Assuming he claimed all of those in the previous year, that's how much he should have gotten. If he had gotten less than that, then he could put the extra here on line 30, and that would be an additional refundable credit that he could get. But here he has the earned income credit and this refundable child tax credit. Together those are $34.39, and he also had $400 withheld from his paychecks, and so he has a total of $38.39, and he only has $623 of tax, so he's going to get a refund. So we have $38.39 minus $623. He has $32.16 in overpayment, and he wants